Aloha. In this video, we're going to be talking about secrets to creating wealth hiding in plain sight. You may have heard the saying, can't see the forest for the trees. I always thought it was one of the stupidest sayings I'd ever heard. I mean, after all, who would ever make the mistake of not recognizing the forest when viewing a huge stand of trees? Ridiculous. Or is it? If you're looking at something that you don't know what it actually is or what it looks like, it is entirely possible that you could be looking right at it and not recognize it for what it is. You know, when I was in school, Edgar Allan Poe was one of my very favorite authors. I loved the short detective stories. One of his most famous stories is The Purloined Letter. If you're not familiar with it, it tells of a hunt for a letter that held the solution to a mystery, and the letter was presumed to be stolen. Finally, the intrepid Inspector Dupin discovered the letter in plain view on the deceased victim's desk. Another case of not seeing the forest for the trees. In that case, it was due to the assumed logical conclusion that the very valuable letter had been stolen and simply wasn't to be easily found. Well, I'm here to tell you that the secrets to creating wealth are very much like that. You see, people assume that the real keys to creating wealth must be well-guarded, hidden secrets. They aren't. The real keys to creating wealth are in plain sight. They just aren't widely recognized correctly or understood how to put them into use to unlock their wealth generating abilities. Think about this. If you have an ear of corn and you eat it, you may be satisfied for a while from the food and energy it provided, but now the corn is gone. On the other hand, what if you have an ear of corn and you eat just half of it, and then you take the remaining kernels and plant them? They grow into 50 corn plants, producing 150 ears of corn. Now imagine you divide the corn into thirds. You eat 1/3, sell another third, and plant the kernels from the final third, producing 1,500 ears of corn. Now you have food, a business producing income, and a perpetual supply of seed for growing more corn, producing endless supply of food for yourself and a growing business providing endless income. Now, I know this may be a corny example, but that's not a secret. It's a strategy, folks. Growing wealth is the same thing. It's a strategy, or rather a number of strategies, which are absolutely available to just about everyone. It's not a magic bean or a gold egg laying goose or a tree that grows golden apples. It's just not a fable. It's not some, unobtainable secret. It is said that if you work at something you love and are passionate about, wealth will come and it won't feel like work at all. And that may be true, but nothing produces instant wealth. Generating wealth takes thought, strategy, patience, self-discipline, and work. Again, not secrets. Here are some secrets to creating wealth, and they really aren't secrets. 1, set a goal for how much money you will aim to produce in the next 12 months, and then break it down per month. That's part of the thought component. 2, pick a couple of strategies to pursue. Cash flow management and infinite banking are 2 of the most powerful and productive strategies available. And they are used by most all of the most successful wealth creators through history. Practicing these strategies does require some self-control and patience, and it is well worth it. Creating multiple streams of income with products and or services, that will require more thought, self-discipline, and work. It may also require some investment. So it's prudent to begin with the cash flow management and infinite banking strategies. That way you can accumulate the resources that may be needed for investing into income producing ventures. Remember, I said previously that the real keys to creating wealth are in plain sight. They just aren't widely understood correctly in how to put them into use to unlock their wealth generating abilities. Infinite banking is a perfect example. Infinite banking is facilitated by one of the most common assets there are, and this product is the only vehicle that facilitates it. Wait for it. Participating whole life insurance. That's right, not a secret. It's right out there in plain view. But its wealth creating capabilities are mostly not understood by the great majority of the population. It's not sexy or exciting unless you know how it works and how to use it to the greatest advantage. When you do know and understand it, it is exciting. Yes, any whole life insurance can be used, but for maximum advantage, a policy must be properly designed, and it has to be with a mutual company, not a stock company. And the provider should have a non-direct recognition policy. This is my personal area of expertise and specialty. And I must say, this particular strategy, infinite banking, combined with cash flow principles and a personal sweep account strategy, is the most powerful, advantageous finance strategy in history. We call this fully integrated strategy the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy. Now, can you picture that? A tax-free cash growth warehouse? Doesn't that sound exciting? Wouldn't you like to have a tax-free cash growth warehouse that you and only you could tap into at any time for any reason? Imagine a bank account that pays you a high compounding interest rate. Now, I don't mean high as in 1% or 2%, which actually is high in the current economic environment. I mean a minimum 4 to 6% and as high as 12% annual compounding interest. That's kind of exciting already, isn't it? Okay, now add to that high interest, tax-free growth. So all that growing compounding interest is tax-free. Doesn't even get reported to the IRS. Now, imagine you can leverage all that money anytime with no penalties. And it just keeps on earning and growing with that high compounding interest. There just is no other finance vehicle that provides all these advantages. And that's pretty darn exciting if you ask me. So imagine all the things you could do given all those options. You could leverage that money to finance important purchases while that savings continues to grow with the high compounding interest. You could leverage that money to invest in something that would produce more money for you, such as stocks, mutual funds, a business, real estate, all kinds of things. And all the while, that same money is continuing to grow with the high compounding interest. Now, I can go on and on about all the possibilities inherent with this tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy. And in fact, I've written a couple of books about it, and we've produced several videos on the strategy. But the point here is all you need to implement this most powerful finance strategy is a properly designed, participating whole life insurance policy with a mutual company. And then, of course, a little education on how to use it. Again, whole life insurance isn't a secret. It's very much out there in plain sight. It's just knowing how to set it up correctly and how to use it with this strategy that is mostly not understood by most people. So it seems like a secret. And that's what we're here to do, to help you. We're here to help you with this, to teach you about the tax-free cash growth warehouse strategy, and to help you to get your own tax-free cash growth warehouse started. And then we'll coach you in putting the strategy into practice. So to that end, we've produced an on-demand webinar that explains why the strategy is so powerful, how to get your own personal tax-free cash growth warehouse, and how to put the strategy to work for you, growing your wealth and multiplying the power of your money. Just click on the link below in the description box and watch the webinar. Or you can buy our books at Amazon.com. Search for the titles Tax-Free Cash Growth Warehouse, The 178-Year-Old Secret, and Tax-Free Cash Growth Warehouse, Nuts and Bolts. Or give us a call at 808-841-7733, and that number is also in the description box below. So for now, mahalo for watching, and we look forward to helping you grow your wealth with tax-free cash growth warehouse. Aloha.